Angular has grown into an ambitious platform that allows you to develop fast and scalable applications for web, mobile web, native mobile, and even native desktop. With this transition to a platform, tooling has become more important than ever. However, setting up and configuring tooling is not always easy. To make sure that Angular developers can focus on building applications with as little friction as possible, the Angular team is putting a lot of effort into providing developers with a high-quality development toolset. Part of that toolset is angular-cli. Angular-cli is a command line interface tool that you can use to initialize, develop, scaffold, and maintain Angular applications directly from the command shell. Here I am at Angular-cli's website. And the first command that is mentioned here is ng. This command is used to create a new application that uses best practices of folder structure and file placement. We will use this command in a bit to create our application. And we will see how beautifully it creates the folder structure and places the files in the proper locations. So let's jump into it. Before we begin, we have to install Angular-cli if it's not already installed. The Getting Started section on the Angular-cli's website gives us the command that is required to install Angular-cli. We can simply copy this command and paste it in the PowerShell or a command line tool. Please note that the -g here means that we are installing Angular-cli globally. It will take some time to install the latest version of Angular-cli. Now we have the latest version of Angular-cli installed in our machine. In my machine, Angular-cli was already installed, so you might be seeing some different result if you are installing Angular-cli for the first time. Now that we have Angular-cli installed, now is the time to create our new application from scratch. In previous lessons, we have cloned our repository in a folder called bbbankui. We will use this empty directory to create our application. To do that, we will right-click and open Visual Studio Code here. We will open a new terminal window, and here we are going to use the ng-new command. And then we will give the name of the application. Next, Angular-cli will ask me for some options. The first question it's asking me is about the strict type checking. We will select no for now. The next question is, do we need Angular routing? In our application, there will be multiple pages, so yes, we will need Angular routing. So I'll select yes. The next question is about styling. I'll prefer CSS for this project. Now it's installing the npm packages, and this will take a while. Angular-cli has finished scaffolding the application. It has created an application called bbbankui inside a folder called bbbankui. Let's see what's inside this application. As you can see, it has created multiple folders and files as per the best practices while for creating an Angular application. I'll go through a few of the important folders and files that are created out of the box. First of the such folder is Node Modules folder. This folder contains all the initial node modules of this application. The next important folder is src. This folder contains the entire code of the application. One of the important file is package.json. This file contains a list of all the packages that are currently installed in this application. And then we have angular.json. This file contains the schematics of this application. Things like where are the style sheets and how to build this application, and different environment settings are placed here. Right now we have nothing to change in these files, but later on we might be altering these files as per our requirement. The next command we are going to run is ngserve. The Angular CLI must recognize that it is within the environment generated with ng-new. So to get to that environment, we will go one folder deeper. This is the folder where we have all the files generated by ng-new command, as you can see on the left. And then we also have all the files that are required for ngserve command to spin up. ngserve command spins up the server that will host the application. And this will take a while for the first time when you run this command, and let's see what comes out. It is compiling all the NuGet packages and the entire application. The compilation is successful and it is showing us that the server is listening at port 4200. In the browser, we can open localhost 4200 and see the result. This is the default landing page created by Angular CLI's ng-new command. As I explained earlier, that the entire application's code is here, and then we will discuss the folder structure and the structure of an Angular application later in the sections, but right now I can directly take you to the HTML file which is rendering on the right side of this screen. This app component is actually the base component that is creating this landing page, and we can scroll down where it says the word resources. One of my favorite features of ngserve command is that the moment you change something in the code, for example, here I am going to change the word resources to amazing resources, and the moment you press the button Ctrl S, the change reflects on the page right away. In the coming sections, we will be using commands like nggenerate to create components and services.